All right, bonjour, ladies and genitals. There's a lot to talk about in today's video. We're going to run through some technical analysis with VeChain. I also want to bring you guys one low cap gem that absolutely needs to be on your radar for several reasons that I will go into. And we're also going to talk about like this correction we're seeing with the market, what's going on with Bitcoin dominance, and when I'll start to get worried about corrections that we're seeing in the market. So, folks, if you like the sound of that, I need you to do me a favor. You got to like, subscribe, comment, and share, and hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads, because I was recently told by YouTube that it's actually a financial crime to not stay up to date with the latest and greatest in cryptocurrency news and technical analysis. So I'm afraid you have to sign up and you have to subscribe to the channel, because I don't want you guys getting arrested by YouTube. All right, folks, without further ado, let's delve into what's happening. So VeChain was in this wedge. We broke out bullishly. We're having a bit of an impulse, but it doesn't seem like we currently have the gas in our tank to continue pumping. We have a massive bearish engulfing candle. So what a bearish engulfing candle is basically when you're having an impulse up, having bullish candles, and then you get a red candle that engulfs the previous green candle. That's known as a bearish engulfing candle. Typically a very bearish sign, obviously. So I think what's happening right now with VeChain is that we're just consolidating, and if we can hold above 10 cents and hold above this previous peak, I think we're fine. I think what might be happening, best case scenario, is we just have kind of sideways consolidation just above 10 cents for next few days, 2 or 3 days or so, before we go for that next leg up. Although we may fall below 10 cents. I think if we start to fall below 10 cents, we're going to see bearish continuation, because with VeChain, we're seeing a few concerning things. We're getting a bearish crossover here on the 4-hour MACD. We can see previously, once we had these bearish crossovers in overbought territory, we had a bit of consolidation for, let's see, about half a day, about a day or so, when we were in the overbought territory and we had a bearish crossover. Yeah, a bit of consolidation for, about a day or two. And if we see bearish crossover, yeah, consolidation for about, a few days, a day or two. So I think something similar might be happening this time around, where, next day or two we have some consolidation. Ultimately, if we can just hold above 10 cents, I think that's a good thing. If we can hold above 10 cents over these next 2 or 3 days, I think eventually VeChain has a very good chance of testing 13 cents here. So that's my bullish price target if VeChain can remain above 10 cents. If we start to break below 10 cents and start to fall within this pitchfork, that's very bad news bears, very no bueno. I think we're then falling to 9 cents. As soon as we fall below 10 cents, I think 9 cents becomes a lot more likely. A full cent down, I think, makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of volume building up in these regions here, and specifically the 9 cent mark is where the most amount of volume was. Let's say that doesn't hold. I think then we're probably falling just above 8 cents here. A nice price reactive zone. We also have the 786 right below us there. Now also, I want to hover on price action for just a moment here, and I want to highlight what I believe is the most important exponential moving average for VeChain period on all the time frames. That being the 200 EMA on the 6-hour. We can constantly see how every time we pump, dump, every time we dump, every time we correct, where do we find our support? Where do we stop dumping? The 200 EMA on the 6-hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times we held it in as support. The 100 EMA on the 6-hour is currently just above 7 cents, around 7.5 cents by the time you guys are seeing this. So if 10 cents doesn't hold, it makes it more likely that we test 9. If 9 cents doesn't hold, it makes it more likely that we test right above 8 cents. And if these regions can't hold, we're probably going for a retest of the 200 EMA on the 6-hour. And if we retest the zone, we can see how historically this has been the bedrock and the floor of support for VeChain. So if you were looking to add more VeChain to your bags, or if you hadn't already, anywhere near the 200 EMA on the 6-hour is a buy in my book, in my opinion. Not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, but folks, VeChain should 100% be on your guys' radar. For those who don't know, VeChain aims to improve supply chains and logistics through tracking on the blockchain. It already has plenty of real-world partnerships with some little-known companies, some up-and-comers like BMW, Walmart, China. So, folks, VeChain is an absolute monster. I don't think we've seen anything yet. I think over the long term, we could see 50 cents to $1, but I'm selling more so based off time frames and not so much specific price targets. To understand what the next big move for VeChain is, we need to constantly keep an eye out for and understand and follow the VeChain Bitcoin pairing, because we recently broke above a key resistance level here at kind of the 1.5, 1.6 region. Again, I'm not going to count all those decimals, but basically this cluster and volume, as long as we can stay above this, that is a good sign. if and when we can get above this cluster of volume here at about, let's say 2, again, I'm not going to count all those decimals, but right here, if and when we get above that and start to hold above this on the VeChain Bitcoin pairing, that's going to be the factor that I think will lead us to see bullish continuation with the US dollar value of VeChain. Now, folks, I also want to talk about when I would start to get worried about Bitcoin and the correction we're seeing in the market. Ultimately, I've been saying this for a while. I think the single most important support level for Bitcoin is the 50 simple moving average on the daily. This has historically in the previous 2017 bull cycle been the critical support level, and even this cycle it has proven itself now twice to be the key support level for Bitcoin, both here and here. This is the 50 simple moving average is exactly where we stopped correcting and exactly where we found our support on the daily. So I mean, historically speaking, every time we touch the 50 simple or go near the 50 simple moving average on the daily, we typically go back up. So if we go to like $55,000 again, I might even just long the shit out of Bitcoin there, to be honest, and just place a stop loss right below the 50 simple moving average on the daily. I mean, we can see here how last time we kind of had a wick below. So how much by percentage did we wick below? Kind of 1%. So I mean, in terms of a trade, I mean, I might even trade Bitcoin around here and just put like a 1.5% stop loss, something like that, below Bitcoin. Yeah, something like that, you know, below this previous wick here. So around this region, I might even just enter long stop loss around here. Yeah, so, you know, that's what I'm thinking with Bitcoin, folks. Until Bitcoin, if Bitcoin starts to get daily candles close below the 50 simple daily moving average, I'd start to get worried that we're no longer short-term bullish and could enter an extended consolidation phase. Now, if you look at the previous cycle, we can also understand why it was so relevant. We can see how constantly it acted as support here, 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 and here. As soon as we broke below, we went back up to retest it, got rejected, and that was the beginning of the bear market in years of consolidation. So, again, I think this is the most important support level for Bitcoin. Until we get daily candles, a daily candle close below the 50 simple moving average, I am not worried. If that happens, I'm going to change my tune. I'm going to say, hey guys, look, you know, I got to be honest with you guys. I'm a bull. I believe in the long-term future of crypto, but this is honestly concerning, and I think we're going to enter extended consolidation for a long period of time if we get a daily candle close below the 50 simple moving average on the daily. But hasn't happened yet, and in fact, if we go anywhere near it, I'm going to long the shit out of Bitcoin. So those are my thoughts with Bitcoin. I want to bring you a low cap gem that must be on your radar. Card starter. What is this? Why should you care? It is a launch pad for the Cardano projects. I'm immensely bullish on this thing. I'm going to be trying to get in at some point here. So I'm going to talk about where I would love to be able to get in. So we have this massive run up. We're having a bit of correction. Unfortunately, we're breaking above resistance, which is unfortunate because I want this to dip more so I can get in. Because, folks, like the Polkadot projects have been absolutely killing it. There's so many, the countless Polkadot projects you can name that have all been doing absolutely amazing. And soon, with the launch of Goguen and the smart contracts, the Cardano projects will soon start to launch. And this being a project that helps launch the Cardano projects, I 100% want to get into this thing. Again, none of this is financial advice. Everything could crash. You know, none of this space is guaranteed. But you know, these are the different tiers. If you hold 500 cards for 7 days, you can basically apply for a lottery to see if you can get some allocation to whatever project launches on Cardstarter. And if you hold 1,500 cards, you're guaranteed some sort of allocation to the new projects that launch on their launch pad. So I'm very bullish on this thing. I'm going to start doing more and more research to understand kind of their roadmap here and a bit more of the tokenomics. So this is their roadmap. Let's just take a look at it right here. So Q2, card starter token generation event and cards distribution. Q3, partnership development, marketing projects, and IDOs. So Q3 is when those IDOs are going to start to hit. And then Q4, the great migration. I do not know what that means, but I think what's important here is Q3 and project IDOs. So I'm very interested in getting to this project at some point. I do want to wait for a pullback. If we go to CoinGecko here, we can see that the total supply is 10 million. So if we just multiply 10 million by 16, we can see that we can understand that the market cap is about 160 million for this thing. So it's not a crazy low capper. Again, I would 100% want to wait for a pullback. We may not get it. If we don't, that's okay. There's 100 opportunities in crypto. You know, you don't have to chase pumps. So I'm hoping that if we can retest the 382 Fibonacci retracement from the macro bottom to the macro top, about $11.80 to about $12 is 100% a buy in my opinion. I'll probably start to DCA into this thing if we retest this region here. Let's say we retest this region here and it doesn't hold. Then I think we're going for that further leg down from about $10 to about, I'd say, $9.60. And if that doesn't hold, we're entering the golden pocket, the 618 right here. And if we can enter this zone here, the golden pocket, the 618, that would be a 100% buy in my book, in my opinion. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. In fact, I think there's another project that's trying to be a launch pad on Cardano as well that I'm going to start to look into more, but I wanted to bring you guys this opportunity because I do find this project very interesting. And I'd basically, to even summarize this further, I would basically be wanting to buy at these two fib levels as support. And if we get in the 618, 100% buy in my opinion, because that's where things typically like to retrace through and find their support when they pump and dump. I don't like this is pumping. I wish I could have bought the dip. So, all right, folks, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching. Actually, join our Patreon. Link to join our Patreon is down in the description below. If you join our Patreon, you'll get access to our VIP Discord group where we talk about low cap gems, interesting setups, and very helpful resources as well. We're going to be giving away a hardware wallet randomly to one of the first 100 Patreon members. So make sure you become a Patreon member. Join everything is down in the description, including our Discord. Make sure you check out our Discord. Tons of helpful stuff there. All right, folks, for real this time, I'm wrapping it up. Thank you so much. Until next time, take care.